Oh my God, guys, while I was doing yoga as part of my morning routine, I got the idea for another video. As you know, I am just starting out and I want my video to be as authentic as possible. I don't want a curated video. I want to just give my honest opinions. And I had been wondering, well, what am I going to talk about? And how am I going to come up with videos? Because I want to make them every day. And so while I was doing my morning routine, I got an idea for another video. And oh my God, guys, have you been watching Normal People? It's on Hulu. I have been captivated by it. It is achingly good. It's about relationships between young people, and there's something original about it that I can't exactly put my finger on yet, because of course there's been tons of movies, etc., about young people, but for some reason this one is different. The tone. It's about these two kids who are in school and they start a secret relationship. The one kid, the guy, I can't remember his name. Oh, it's so ridiculous that I can't remember. It's 12 episodes. I binge watched like the last 7. So I should know these people's name, but okay, so the young guy in the series, Colin, his name is Colin or Cullen. They're in Ireland somewhere, so I'm not sure if the accent is making him say Colin, or I'll just call him Colin because I'm American. So he has a group of friends, and we all know what it was like in high school and how we had a group of friends. We were nothing without our friends. I look back on my high school experience, and I wish I had been more courageous to just be myself. You know, when my friends were not acting like friends, I should have had the courage to just sit alone and eat my lunch and say F everybody, but I wasn't. Wasn't that strong. Okay, and neither is this kid. You know, his friends aren't the best. And his mom works for the girl that he ends up falling in love with. So they fall in love because of a mutual understanding that they have. She gets him. You know, everybody just wants to be seen, everybody just wants to be understood, and when that happens, it's something that you're just not going to let go. But you're not going to let go of. But at the end of the day, he's a human being. His friends mean something to him. And so I think she's the one who says nobody would have to know, because she's an outcast. She is that person that was courageous enough in high school to just be who she really was. And in high school, she's brooding. She doesn't have a great home life, which doesn't foster a better personality at school. And again, they decide to have this relationship, and then they start having sex, and there is a real connection there. The problem is he's a young boy. He was insensitive, and he asked another girl out to a dance or something. And of course she's upset and she breaks up with him. You know, this girl knows her worth. At the same time, she's being abused by her brother, verbally abused by her brother, and the mother just stands idly by, which I don't really understand. That doesn't get fully fleshed out by the end of the first 12 episodes. To me, she's just picking one child over the other. She's picked the brother. She doesn't feel like she needs to protect her daughter. One of the worst things a parent can do is not protect their child. But that's another video. Okay, so the whole time they were in high school, their relationship was kept a secret. Nobody knew that he was dating the outcast. She breaks up with him because even though she said nobody has to know, he still shouldn't have asked this girl out. Okay, so the next significant thing that happens on the show is they go to college. The tables are flipped. She's gorgeous. She has friends around her. She's living her best life. He gets there. His friends aren't there. He went to, I'm pretty sure she encouraged him to go to Trinity back when they were on better terms because he's a talented writer. And so the tables are turned. She's in a relationship, but she's still in love with him. They have an emotional connection. When they are having sex, they have a very, very strong emotional connection. And it's palpable. And it's not something that everybody gets the chance to have. I have had such a relationship once. And even though you have that sort of connection, you still may not be compatible enough in life. And it totally sucks because you could be totally compatible with somebody in life, but then you have there's no sensuality, there's no physical connection when you're in bed. And if you have both, then you have the world. Oh my God. You're so blessed if you have that. Okay, so they start a relationship in college, and now Colin is the secret, and she's the one who's popular, and she's the one who doesn't want anybody to know. And you totally get why that is, and you go along with it. You're like, that makes sense. So as the series progresses, they start to go through things as just a part of growing up. You know, her brother is still harassing her, just saying awful mean things to her. And it just breaks my heart how she's treated. This guy just dumps his anger, his anxiety, his unhappiness onto her. The dad isn't around. I think he passed away. And she's having a hard time coping because she doesn't have anybody. Because at this time, even though they started a relationship in college, Colin is going through his own things. And they weren't together because of Colin. He needed a place to stay, and he didn't want to tell her, which you can understand. But you would think they would be close enough to talk about it, but he's not mature enough to express himself properly. We all go through that as we grow. Some of us never grow out of it. It is so important to express yourself properly. A lot of misunderstandings, a lot of things that don't have to happen, because people can't talk to each other. And plus, they're young. They haven't lived long enough to process what they're going through. And you get to see it. And if you're past the age that they are, you look back on the situations that you were in that you just weren't able to handle properly. And so while they're not together, they go a whole year without seeing each other. She gets involved with this jerk photographer who takes advantage of her vulnerability. He takes some pictures of her that are just crazy. And I know they're probably going to resurface in the next season. But then she gets another boyfriend who has emotional issues with insecurities. Somebody she shouldn't be with. She's just in this relationship with him. She has some issues surrounding sex and needing to be hurt while having sex. And, you know, it sounds bizarre, but this is just the way people work themselves out. You're just going to go through things as you live. It's like, welcome to life. I always say that. Welcome to life. You know, we really shouldn't judge each other as harshly. We should have more compassion. We should try to help. But we don't, because these are things that a lot of us just don't know. So they find themselves, Colin and her, gosh, I wish I could remember her name. They find themselves back to each other. He needs her, and she needs him. And he finds out that the brother has hurt her emotionally again. Well, this time physically. He ran into her room and hit her in the nose with the door. And so Colin tells her brother, if you touch her again, I'll kill you. And the brother is weak anyway. That's why he's preying on his little sister. And we believe Colin, and I think the brother does too. And he takes her away. And then you think they can just be together, but then while they weren't together, Colin, is doing everything he can. He's just doing the best he can, and he just applies for a scholarship to go to New York. And he gets it. And you're like, dang, they just can't be together. And this really sucks because they really need each other. They're pretty good when they're good. And this is another reason why love is not enough. And he doesn't want to go without her. She's his touchstone. And he's her protector. And this is what breaks my heart about it. Because she loves him, because she's the more mature of the two, and they go through phases where each of them plays that part, which allows them the balance in the relationship that is necessary. She tells him to go. He cannot go to New York and stay there with her and in some ways hide who he really needs to be, but then stay in a safe place. That is her. But because she loves him, she tells him to go, and he absolutely should go. But it's heartbreaking because you see so many reasons for him to stay. And these kids are so brave because she lets him go, and he goes. And that's how the last episode ends, with him saying, I don't want to go, but I'll go. Because they're maturing into spaces where sometimes the hard thing is not what you want to do, but the hard thing is absolutely what you should do. You just got to be brave enough to do it. And that's when you grow. And this time he learned from breaking up with her for a frivolous reason. This time they don't break up. I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correctly, they stay together. And I'm pretty sure they're on the floor talking just like I am now about the fact that he's going to go. And it's so sad. It's bittersweet. And it's just a really good show. It's slow moving. The tone is very slow. But you get the chance to go through nuance of emotions. And, if you've lived a long time, the show will resonate for you. If you're in your 20s, I don't know how you would feel about it. But I've had many relationships. The one relationship that I was mentioning before, where there was so much passion and physical connection, but a blatant incompatibility as far as life. I wanted to live my life with gusto. He wanted to get married and have kids. Yay. So we didn't stay together because New York was calling me. And I had to give up something I really, really wanted because I knew I needed to live my life as somebody else. And that's what these two lovers are doing at the end of the first season. And I hope they bring it back. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you. And like and subscribe. And, okay, bye.